had anger issues since I was really young. I'm not really sure what sparked them. I played football through high school. I hit pretty hard. I didn't really care if we won or lost, as long as people were colliding into each other. That was a good thing for me. Once I graduated high school, I actually started up a motorcycle club, and from there I kind of just went full outlaw. Zero respect for anybody or any authority, and just do what I want. I started selling meth, and I started using meth. Got in and out of jail a lot for those. Jail really was not a big deal to me. People like me belong in places like this. And then just kept doing what I was doing on the street, but in jail. Same thing, getting in fights. And I guess I felt like a bad person from really young and kind of just embraced that and then became it, and tried to become like the worst of the worst. While I was serving my term, I got put into solitary confinement. It's probably 3 feet wide by 8 feet long, and you have a steel bunk that's, fused into the wall. You have a toilet that's just stainless steel, there's no seat, and your sink sets right on top of the toilet. So where you go to the bathroom is where you brush your teeth, and you get a toothbrush that you put on your finger, and a little thing of toothpaste, and a Bible. And my first thoughts after going in there and looking at the Bible was like, how can I tear that thing up and get it under the door or flush it down the toilet? I wanted nothing to do with it. So you're not sleeping and you're by yourself and you're just staring at like walls like that. Probably about five or 6 days into that, I picked it up and started reading it. Read it through, just kind of joking, just making fun of it. That probably took about 4 days, front to back, every chapter. Then I read through it again and started noticing people like David and Samson and Jonathan and Paul, like pretty savage dudes that I felt like I could relate to, that were not the best guys, right? And I think that started to catch my attention. Right? Like, man, there's some cool stories in here. Read it again. So I read it 5 or 6 times in that 30 days, and I would just keep getting stuck on Paul's story. Like this dude was going out and just murdering Christians, right? And God chose that guy, and that weirded me out. So I kind of threw that thing aside for a while. Like, I don't know, put myself back into my evil self in a way. Like, you're cold, right? You need to be cold, and you need to go back to that. But then I just kept getting drawn back to that book and picking it up, and just, now stuff's really jumping out at me. Like the thief on the cross, the other one on the other cross, right? And he's just talking trash, and this other one's like, calls out to him, right? And Jesus takes him with him. And I think right there, I don't know, I think my whole life kind of just exploded, and I kind of just dropped from the bed down onto the pavement floor and started crying. I honestly couldn't tell you what I said. Like, I need something. I was weeping there on the floor and super uncomfortable with it, but not really being able to stop it, if that makes sense. And read again, right? Like, what steps do I take, right? Like, how do I make you my everything, right? And asked him into my life right there. I don't know, man, me and that book became best friends. I felt like the entire world was off my shoulders. Since that time, my life has completely changed. I have 2 beautiful girls. I have a beautiful, amazing wife that keeps Jesus at the front of our life and helps me to keep him there as well. I'm just super grateful. When I look back on the time I spent in the hole, that 30 days was probably the best 30 days of my life, for sure.